So, you want to build a career where you can actually see the impact you're making? Well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're laying out your personal roadmap to becoming a successful monitoring and evaluation consultant, or as we call it, M&E. Let's get right into it. So, let's just start with the biggest question right off the bat. What does it really take to make it in this field? I mean, what skills and attributes do you actually need? Answering this is step one, because let's be honest, knowing what to focus on is what separates a good consultant from a truly great one. It's funny. If you go back maybe 20 years, M&E was often just an afterthought, but not anymore. Today, every single organization, from the biggest NGOs to private companies, they all have to prove their value. They need to show their funders, their stakeholders, that the work they're doing is making a real, tangible difference. And guess what? That's exactly where you come in. Okay, so here's the plan for our explainer today. First, we'll get on the same page and define what M&E skills even are. Then, we're going to open up two essential toolkits, the technical one and the people-focused one. After that, we'll get into the real strategy, how to sharpen those skills. And finally, we'll wrap up by looking at your journey ahead. All right, first things first, we've got to define the foundation. Before we can start talking about all the cool, advanced stuff, we need to be crystal clear on what we actually mean when we say M&E skills. To put it really simply, these are the skills you need to track a project's journey and figure out if it was a success. You're basically answering two huge questions. One, are we doing the thing we said we were going to do? And two, is it making the kind of difference we were hoping for? It all comes down to making sure every bit of time and money is spent in the best way possible. Now for the fun stuff. Let's open up that first toolkit, the technical one. These are what we call the hard skills. These are the nuts and bolts, the tools you'll use to get those credible, data-driven results that organizations are desperate for. So what's inside this toolkit? Well, it needs to be packed. We're talking a really solid understanding of research methods, knowing how to collect and manage data without making a mess, having strong analytical and statistical skills, and of course, being good with the right software. On top of that, you need to know your sampling techniques and be able to build a rock-solid M&E plan from scratch. And here's where it gets really interesting. A top-tier M&E expert has to be bilingual in data. You need to speak both quantitative and qualitative. The quantitative side gives you the numbers, the what, where, and when. But the qualitative side, that tells you the story behind those numbers, the why and the how. You absolutely 100% need both to be effective. And look, to handle all that data, you're going to need some specialized tools. For example, a program like NVivo is amazing for digging through qualitative data from interviews and finding themes. And then you've got a powerhouse like SPSS, which is just crucial for analyzing quantitative data, especially when you're working on huge humanitarian projects. Let's face it, you can almost never survey everyone. That's where smart sampling comes in. And this is not just random guesswork. Techniques like stratified, cluster, and systematic sampling are super precise ways to make sure the small group you study is a real reflection of the whole population. Getting this right is what makes your findings believable. Okay, so you've got your data, it's clean, it's analyzed, great. But data by itself doesn't change a thing. For that, you need your second toolkit, and it is just as important. This is the people toolkit. These are these so-called soft skills that are absolutely critical for turning your amazing insights into real-world action. So what's in this toolkit? Oh, just some of the most powerful tools you'll ever use. We're talking about communication and reporting, stakeholder engagement, and just solid project and time management skills. These are the skills that let you manage resources, build trust, and make sure your findings don't just sit in a report on a shelf somewhere. This quote really just nails it. You're often working in these really complex, sometimes politically sensitive environments where people might not trust you at first. Your ability to connect with them, to manage their expectations, and to really earn their trust, that's not just a nice to have. It is fundamental to your success. I want you to think of yourself as a translator, or maybe a storyteller. Your job is to take all this complex, messy data and weave it into a clear, compelling story that people can understand and, most importantly, act on. Your reports are the bridge from raw data to smart decisions. So we know what skills you need in your toolkits, but the real question is, how do you actually get them? Let's get super practical now with some real, concrete steps you can take to sharpen your skills starting today. Okay, here's your action plan. Step 1, intentionally branch out. Use a mix of qualitative and quantitative methods in your projects. Step 2. Practice writing reports that are ridiculously clear. Seriously, give them to a friend and see if they get it. Step 3. Get nerdy about sampling. Really understand why you choose one method over another. Step 4. Hone your project management chops so you can keep everything running smoothly. And finally, Step 5. Master the art of the clear, achievable M&E plan. Wow, we've covered a ton of ground on this roadmap, so let's take a moment to pull it all together and get a clear view of the road ahead on your journey into the world of M&E. If you only remember 3 things from our time together, please make it these. First, M&E is this incredible blend of different fields. It's not just one thing. Second, your success literally depends on mastering both toolkits, the technical data stuff and the people skills to make it matter. And third, this is not a field where you can just learn it once. Continuous improvement is absolutely essential. So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with a personal question, just for you. Looking at everything we've talked about, all the skills, all the tools, what is the very first skill you are going to focus on developing? Because your journey to becoming a great M&E consultant starts with that one single step. Thank you so much for watching. We are genuinely wishing you all the success in the world in your career. And hey, if you found this roadmap useful, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button for more explainers just like this one.